Ladies and gentlemen, dear colleagues, good afternoon. It's my great pleasure to meet you here. I would like to thank a good friend of mine, Professor Lu Lixing of Jiangnan University, for his recommendation. He's recommended me to speak at this event. I'm not here to teach, rather I'm here to share, and I'm here to learn from you. I'm from China's Packaging Federation. Our federation is to forge industrial consensus for future development and for policy making recommendations. So hopefully our federation forms synergy of the industry and works or serves as ambassador of the entire industry. So in the 13th five-year plan period for China, we also have industrial development plan, which is a 5-year plan. In 2015, our federation, with the support of the Chinese government, rolled out the 5-year industrial development plan. And we also offered advice to China's Ministry of Industry and Information Technology in its guidelines to China's packaging industry. So we spent the last year compiling these two documents, and we had on board many academicians from universities, colleges, and the industry. So we have borrowed widely from both the industry and the academia. Now we have reported these two documents to China's Ministry of Industry and Information Technology. In the next step, we are going to promote these two documents in China's packaging industry and its universities. Now let me talk about the overall plan for China's packaging industry was already released earlier this year. But let me share with you some of the highlights from those two documents and the trends for China's packaging industry in the upcoming 5 years. Because those are two huge documents, so these are only going to be some highlights, some bullet points, without further going into details. First, industrial status quo and development environment. Let me start with achievements. So if we look back to the 12th five-year plan, our packaging industry adapted to the new normals of the economic growth and maintained healthy, fast, and sustainable development, further enhancing China's status as a packaging country and laying very good foundation for the next 5 years. Over the past 5 years, the packaging industry was becoming ever more important. China's Ministry of Finance set up a high-tech fund for the packaging industry. handing out 420 million yuan to the industry. And the industry's scale continued to expand. As of last year, China's packaging, there were 120,000 packaging companies in China. In 2015, the overall revenue achieved 1.8 trillion, ranking 14th among all industries. Secondly, the industrial pattern continued to optimize. Over the past 5 years, from material to design, logistics, and distribution, there were a very good chain of development, with the development mainly focused in the Yangtze Delta. Accounting for more than 50% of the growth. Thirdly, small to medium-sized companies continue to increase in number in this industry, and those companies continue to grow. So with this industry sees some major players, and as well as a lot of new and emerging companies. And thirdly, we saw an upgrade in technology. So this industry saw many major science and technology projects, some at state level in this industry, and many many R&D centers were established during this period, as well as many incubators were established during this process, and new technologies were being able to monetize. Also, during this period, many talent was cultivated. According to the Ministry of Education, as of last year, 300 colleges and universities were giving packaging-related courses or having such disciplinaries. And fourthly, the last 5-year period saw some very good developments in recycling. Many state-level legal documents requesting recycling and environmental-friendly development were rolled out during that period. At the same time, relevant technologies were promoted and invented. So during that period, many companies built their own recycling mechanisms, while those who failed to do so were gradually eliminated from the industry. So that contributed to the optimization of the industry structure. And last but not least, the industry as a whole made huge contribution to China's economy as a whole, amounting to 110 trillion RMB in value, and some 10% of the value added of products exported. In 2014, China's packaging industry contributed to more than 30 billion of the tax and $49 billion of import and export value. At the same time, of course, the growth was not without problems. There were mainly three areas of problems. First, this industry lacks homegrown innovation. In particular, the concept of green packaging or the concept of appropriate packaging is yet to be promoted. And this industry still features high input and high carbon dioxide emission. So it's not environmental friendly enough. And this industry still relies heavily on imports for high tech. So very little homegrown innovation. And very small proportion of its talent of high-level education. So innovation actually boils down to talented people. We are yet to cultivate more high-level talent. And the second problem is that there lacks synchronized growth mechanism. The industry is not balancedly developed in terms of geography, so it's more developed in the coastal areas. And also for small and medium-sized companies, they are still facing problems to finance. And there is also the problem of overcapacity in the industry. The third problem is that along the value chain between industry and university, there still lacks synchronized effort. So they are not working closely enough for the healthy growth of this industry. A third problem is this industry is yet to be informationalized.
这里边也有这么几点，第一个就是我们。
There are several points that I would like to share with you. First of all, is the automation process and digitization and more design need to be popularized, and the companies need to strengthen their innovative abilities. And then the plan for integration in the industry is yet to be developed. So these are the three challenges that we have at the moment. And for the current development environment, so in the 13th five-year plan, the packaging industry is faced with both opportunities and challenges. First of all, we see a very bright future, but we also see international competition getting fierce. We believe that by the end of the 13th five-year plan, the total size of the market will be more than $1 trillion USD, and it will grow by 40%. China's growth rate will be 2.5% points higher than the global growth. However, you will see that the developed countries are promoting reindustrialization. So these Euro-America countries will become more competitive, and they're also promoting free trade agreements. So we will have competition from both ends, the high end of developed countries and the low end of developing countries. And the policy dividend will begin to show its effect, but gradually you will see that the task that we face will become more difficult. For example, we proposed Internet Plus national strategy, so the packaging industry also would benefit from these national strategies, and also regional development, for example, like the Yangtze River, Beijing-Tianjin area, would also give impotence to the development of the industry. At the same time, we are also faced with rising prices of labor and raw material, especially when you see that the environmental protection measures would be more stringent in the future. This will all add pressure to the companies. We are putting in place a most stringent environmental protection regime. Therefore, the industry needs to be restructured. And then for the international opportunities, it's a one belt, one road strategy will lead to lots of opportunities. So it covers Shanghai, Guangdong, Beijing, Fujian. So these provinces are strong. However, other than these four provinces, other provinces were not very strong in packaging. So this new layout would also give very big opportunity for the industry. At the same time, due to the accumulation of problems in the industry, especially in its thoughts, its technology, we are not fully ready. So in this new era, we need to have new thoughts, and we need to adjust our development strategy of the industry. So for the 13th five-year plan, let me talk about its guidance and its targets. So the guidance is upgrading of industry to realize the upgrading of packaging industry, so that the industry competence will be improved. So we have 4 principles. This also is aligned with the national strategy of supply side economy. First of all, market leads while government supports, and then give priority to key areas. Then innovation and deepen the reform would be the next 2. So let's talk about the target. First of all, the overall target we need to improve innovatability of the industry and its competence, and also its contribution to the entire economy. Apart from that, we have specific objectives. First of all, the scale of the industry. In these 5 years, the industry need to grow together with the GDP or even slightly higher. So by the end of 13th 5-year, need to reach the scale of 2.5 trillion. It needs to grow more than 20% and need to account 20% of the world's total. And we will also cultivate a number of world-class packaging companies. We need to have more than 10 world-famous brands. And second, homegrown innovation. We need to cultivate market leaders and attract more research and development talent. We need to improve the proportion of technicians in the industry. R&D expense need to be at least 1.6% of its revenue. And then informationization and digitization would also be very key to success. And the fourth would be the combination of military companies with civilian companies. So there will be more policies that will cover this area. And then energy saving and emission reduction.
3.5末，我们全行业的单位工业增加值。
Energy need to save by 20%, and also the recycling of packaging material is also a key task. By the end of the 13th 5-year plan, the recovery rate need to be no less than 50%. Now, the key tasks and our key priorities. So the key tasks. We actually have this 8 tasks listed here. Improve homegrown ability, improve informationization, solidify industrial base, improve green transformation, strengthen standardization, and cultivate brands. So we also have some key areas. For example, here we have this listed here, like green package, safe package, and integration of safe package with green package. So here are the 8 key projects here. So the first one is the key targets, and then we have the 7 projects to go with it. Like first of all, to turn materials green and then make package safe, and the informationization and upgrading of package material. And also we need to have digitization in package print. So please pay attention to the Ministry of Information about the projects. At the same time, to promote the 8 projects, we need to take efforts in these following aspects. So, for example, like talent cultivation, institution, management. So these are the key components to the system. So that's the part of our 13th five-year plan. Now let's see what's next. How should we grow? In the past 30 years, China has been making very fast pace, but when China slows down, everybody is interested. Everyone is thinking, what's next for China? Some would say, well, this we have very big challenges, but at the same time, we also have hopes. So that's why China needs to be globally oriented, but also be customizing its policies to its national conditions. Only by doing this can we really create a good future. So I would say that here risks are with the challenges. Opportunities also abound. But this might be a process of nirvana, of rebirth. So, like I said, this is a great opportunity for us to become a leader in the industry.
So against all the opportunities and challenges, what should we do? We should adapt our policies, our measures, our paces to facilitate the further growth of the industry. Mr. Xu Bing, the Secretary General of our federation, asked the entire industry to firm its faith in its future development. As a supporting industry, packaging industry is going to share more policy dividends from China's One Belt One Road policy. This is going to benefit the development of the inland part of China as well. So the industry needs to be confident of its future. Against the downside of the economy, secondly, the industry needs to be clear about its goals. It needs to prioritize environmental friendly packagings and do not over packaging. And thirdly, the industry needs to aim at transformation. All the challenges that we are facing demand the industry to transform from resource condensed industry to environmental friendly industry. This is a very famous economist, Professor Li Yining. He made these points last year that products need to be tailored and services need to have a human face, while brand names need to be taken abroad, while you need to maintain your consumers within your territory. If the industry could achieve these 4 points, then it's going to overcome the challenges and make the best use of the opportunities. So the upcoming 5 years holds a lot of promises and opportunities.